Hi, thank you for joining us. My name is Cameron Massey with the Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra, and I have the pleasure of sitting here with Greg Powell today. Greg is our personnel manager and the principal bassist of the Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra, and you also fill similar roles for the Flint Symphony Orchestra and the Ann Arbor Symphony Orchestra.
That's
is that
right.
correct?
That's right.
Excellent. Well, I'm super happy to be here and talking to you today, Greg. Thanks for coming all this way.
It was worth the trip. I'm happy to be here.
Right, excellent. I hope the traffic wasn't too bad on the way in for you.
Traffic was remarkably good between Ann Arbor and Saginaw today. That's rare.
Yeah, that's so good.
Enjoy it while we can.
Right. So the first time that I met you, Greg, I believe the first time we properly were able to introduce ourselves, it was at the Music Around the City event. We were at the Children's Museum, I believe. Was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a wonderful show. That was just a phenomenal performance. You guys played some Beatles music and some other great songs for the kids.
It was a program of Beatles music with Catherine McMichael playing her electronic keyboard and her son Nathan Bieber violin, and I played a Hofner Beatle bass.
Yes, I remember seeing that, and it was perfect. It was exactly like the kind that I was used to seeing the Beatles use. Really cool that you had that, and I just thought that was such a cool touch. There was children playing the maracas along with the music there at the Children's Museum. It was really great to see the kids just having a great time.
The highlight, the best of all, was our CEO, Bonnie Van Voorhees. I look over and she's dancing with this little girl, and the little girl was just beaming, dancing with Bonnie. It was magic.
I love that, and that's great because those kids are going to remember that they had that fun with the orchestra and that fun with the music, and they're going to carry that with them for a long time.
That little girl will never forget that day.
Absolutely. And speaking about unforgettable experiences, we have a new one coming up for the season here, and it's going to be the next concert is our Amadeus concert. We have actors from the Pit and Balcony Community Theater, as well as their directors and their crew that's coming to help with us. We've got, of course, our full orchestra, and then we have the Saginaw, the State Valley University student choir coming in. So we're going to have quite a full stage here.
It's going to be a full stage, the SVSU Concert Choir, and their director, Kevin Simon, I've known since he was in high school.
Oh, wonderful.
An old buddy.
That's great. So is this the first time that you in your career have performed for actors on stage with actors involved?
No. Many years ago, we had a music director here by the name of Leo Najjar.
Okay.
And a lot of our audience members will remember Uncle Leo, and he did a lot of off-the-wall stuff. We did a concert performance of Andrew Lloyd Webber's show Evita over at the Dow Center, the Heritage Theater.
Yeah.
This show, Amadeus, opens with the overture to Mozart's opera Don Giovanni. We did a complete performance of the opera with Leo.
Excellent.
And we did that at First Presbyterian in Bay City.
Okay.
So this is not unprecedented. It's the first time I've ever done this show.
Sure.
And really looking forward to it.
Have you seen the play before, Amadeus?
I've seen the film.
Okay. And I know the film is, I believe it's loosely based on the play.
Yeah, it grew from the play. Very popular. I've seen it several times. Interesting, the guy who plays Mozart in the film, Tom Hulse, is from Plymouth, Michigan.
Oh, wonderful.
And when he was a student, he did stuff at U of M and student productions. It is quite possible he did something with the U of M Gilbert and Sullivan Society, and I was playing bass in the pit.
Wow.
So we may have been in the same theater
that's
together.
Wonderful. So this is it's almost karma here. It's fated to happen with you doing this show again. Well, that's great. Are you excited to be doing the show with the actors?
Oh, absolutely. And I was really excited when I got the part because bass players love playing Mozart. The parts are so well written. They're hard, they're challenging, but it's almost like they play themselves because the parts are so well written. So it's very gratifying to play Mozart. And then I see we're playing stuff from operas, Abduction from the Seraglio, Don Giovanni, and possibly one of my favorite pieces in the entire repertoire, the Requiem, the Mozart Requiem.
Yes, yeah.
One of the pillars of Western civilization. Incredible piece of music.
Wonderful.
So doing that with singers, actors, chorus, soloists, it's just going to be a remarkable concert.
Excellent. So as a musician, Mozart, of course, is one of the biggest names in conducting and in music. This play is all sort of about Mozart, told through the lens of Salieri, one of his great rivals. So as a musician, what has Mozart meant for you throughout your life, and how have you heard the name Mozart before? And it's been, of course, what has that been in your experience when you hear the name Mozart? How do you feel about the music?
A deep reverence.
Yeah.
And my main teacher, impressed upon me how terrific that music is. And there are bass parts that we are never done working on. The Symphony number 35, the Hofner, is not in the show. Mm-hmm. But the bass part to that is one of those things you're never done working on it. It's never quite good enough.
Really?
But there's other music in this show that we've worked on, not just the bass section, but all of the orchestra.
Interesting.
We've worked on it all our career. You've never totally accomplished it. It's a mountain you keep climbing.
Wow. So when you say it's never been, it's still working on it, what does that mean, the working on it? Is it fine-tuning the small details or adding things here and there? When you're working on it, what does that mean?
It means, technically, playing the notes accurately and appropriately. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of music where you have there's a lot of room for error. Mm-hmm. And in Mozart, there's no room for error.
Right.
It's either absolutely right or it's not. Mm-hmm. So trying to play it musically, technically accurately, it's the peak of a mountain that you never quite totally achieve.
That's phenomenal to think that something that old, however old that 200, 300 years is music, is still, music, classical music especially, is often discussed as if it's history and as if it's something that is dead and lies in the past, but that's not the case at all, is it?
Very much alive.
Very much an alive, breathing, and evolving thing, it looks like.
Evolving, good word, evolving, yes. We're discovering, we're growing, we're learning.
That's phenomenal. Well, I'm really glad to be a part of that here, and I am extremely excited for the upcoming show of Amadeus. But we've done some really cool things throughout the entire season here. If we want to take a step back and look at a few of our other concerts that we've done this season, the first one was that big Pops in the Park that we did in Bay City out in the Winona Park band shell.
Coming out of the pandemic and being sequestered and not playing to live audiences. We did a lot of concerts to empty theaters with cameras for streaming broadcast. Going out on that stage at the band shell in Bay City and seeing, I don't know, what, a couple thousand people?
That was
a huge rush.
It was
to
great.
See that sea of smiling faces.
Mm-hmm. What I love to see was something you'd never see at a classical music concert was people up and dancing. There was people dancing and children jumping up and down to their pops that they were listening to, and it was a great experience.
It was terrific.
It was also wonderful to have we had the actors in costume going around representing the characters, and that's been something we've been trying to do this season, is bring more of a multimedia. So that was our first kind of foray into having actors coming into the show, but we've really wanted to create a sense of community here. With our holiday pops, for example, we had the Saginaw Choral Society, we had the Saginaw Youth Choir as well, we had our wonderful orchestra, and we had our youth orchestra all sharing the stage at once. What did that mean to you, to have kind of the full family here of the SPSO?
Well, we don't exist in a vacuum.
Right.
We're a part of the whole arts picture of the Saginaw Valley. So, it was an honor to share the stage with all these different aspects of our musical community.
That was wonderful. We also had Todd Hall here, of course, and he did a wonderful job with the singing. We had electric guitars playing with the orchestra, and that was a thrill for me to see, was that kind of breaking the normal boundaries of the orchestra and bringing that kind of genre-bending music into it, and having orchestra playing with the rock and roll guitars and things like that. Was that a cool experience for you as well to hear that?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
That's one of the things we love about music director Fuad, Maestro Fakuri, if you will, is innovative programming.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're ready to announce next season quite yet, but I happen to know what's coming up. It's going to be way cool. Before we started this, I was talking with you and your wife Erica about questions prospective concertgoers have.
Yes.
In a study that was done, that possibly the biggest question newcomers to a symphony orchestra have is, what should I wear?
Of course.
And the answer is, it doesn't matter. Just
doesn't.
be there.
Right. Absolutely.
Come and experience. Come and listen. You don't have to know everything about every composer.
Right.
The only thing you need are 2 ears and an open mind.